Alright, in this video we are going to see how to create this GSAP effect. As you can see, when I click on this button, you're getting this animation, and if I click on this back button, the animation is reversed. So this is what we are going to create in this video. To follow along, I'll leave the source code in the description box along with the images so that you can just carry forward with me. Now, what are the things that we need? We just need 3 files. Let me open the code editor for us. Let us create a new folder, or I already have a folder, and this folder name is Ep15 GSAP Card Design, and this is the file you'll be getting in the description. Now here I'll be creating 3 files, and this is going to be demo.html, then demo.css, and demo.js. Cool. Now on the demo.html, let me create the boilerplate. Now we need the CDN. Let me copy paste the CDN. So the font awesome CDN, let me use the font awesome CDN and then link the external style sheet, which in this case it's demo.css, and let me add the CDN for GSAP and the external style sheet. Here in this case it's demo.js. Now you'll be getting this CDN anywhere in the internet. I am not going to waste time on just copy pasting it from the internet. As you see, this CDN is from cdn.js and the version of GSAP is 3.7.0. This is what you need to search in the internet, and you'll get the CDN link. Now just to show you the image, we have 2 images, car1 and car2. Let's create a container. Inside the container we would be requiring the menu and the 2 font awesome icons, and then we need image, and it will be in the image folder slash card1.png, and let's give the class name as car1, and then we need h1. You can type any name, I'm sticking with my channel name, and then we need paragraph of lorem ipsum 12 words, and then we need by div which will hold the icon of shopping cart, and the same way we would be requiring the back button. Now without wasting time, let me just copy paste the icons. You can see the menu and the profile, the shopping cart. If I click here, you'll get the chevron icon. It's what I'm going to copy it from the work which I have created. Copy it and just paste it. The same way, let's use the shopping cart icon, and then we have our chevron. Now if you refresh, and in this case it's demo.html, you will see this. Let's start design it. To see, I have used the font Poppins. Let me copy paste the CDN for that as well and use it here. And for all element, I want the margin to be 0 and padding to be 0, and box sizing, border box, and for the font family, I'm copy pasting the font family which I have downloaded from the Google font. Now refresh it. There won't be any change, except the margin and padding will be stripped from our CSS. Now what we need is, let's just style the body. Let's give the height as 100 vertical height, and let's give the background as somewhat for now just give yellow just to see how does it looks. Now we have container. Let's give the width of the container as 320 pixel and height of the container as 680 pixel. Now we want this container to be at the center, so position absolute ABSOLUT. Since we are using position absolute to the child, we want the parent to have position relative. It's a rule that we need to follow. If the child is having position absolute, then the parent should have position relative. Now to make this at the center, I'll use the position absolute. Left 50%, top 50%. Now this would be actually at the center. Now you can see it's not at the center. To make this at the center, we need to use transform, translate on x-axis and on y-axis. Now this would be at the center. Cool. Now to remove this, you can anytime use overflow hidden. The same way for the container, I want the overflow hidden. I don't want to take this out. If you want, you can make this as 580. I am leaving this to you. Now inside we have image. Let me give the height and width to the image. Width as 280 pixel, height as 400 pixel. Object fit container cover. Cool. And still you can make this even shorter, 350. Alright, now let's give container the background color white, box shadow, top bottom 0 pixel, left right 56 pixel, blurriness 76 pixel, and spread -30 pixel, RGBA with opacity of black color 0.5. And what we can do is border radius 50 pixel, we can reduce this height anytime, make this 500. Cool. Now this looks good. So if you want, you can just copy the exact design which I have used it here. Cool. Now let's focus on the menu. Container has menu, so let me give the class menu and user. We'll give this nav bar. Let's just give the font size 35 pixel just to see how does this looks. Previously it was 24. 30 would make sense. Cool. Now we want this to be at the center. Let's catch them individually. So overall we need a position absolute. Inside the navbar we have I. Let's use position absolute, and for individual I, which is menu and user, left 15%, and for user it's right 15%. Cool. Both of them need top of 15%. percentage. Too big. Let's make this 7. Alright, it's working. Now I see that the image does not fit at the center, so let me use the same position absolute trick. Now this would be at the center. We don't want to be at the center. Let's make this top of 30 percentage, 40 percentage, 40 percentage makes sense, or 45 would make sense. Cool. Now let me do this for H1 and paragraph. We have H1. We want this, we just need height position trick, and instead of top, let me make this bottom, from bottom 25 percentage or 35 percentage. 20, 15 makes sense. The same way we'll use the paragraph, copy the whole thing and use it for the paragraph. Just we need to give width of 80 percentage and text align center, and let's fix the top from the bottom 25, 0. That doesn't look good. To make this good, we need to increase the height of this. We'll need to drag the menu bar 2 percentage, 3 percentage. We can reduce its size as 24. Then let's move the car 35, 38 would make sense. Now this is, I'm going to leave this to you. You play with the font size and the position to make this right. Let's just focus on this GSAP for now. Percentage, and then this -2. Cool. Now let's just increase the height of the container to 680. Zoom out a bit. Now that makes sense. For the H1, 25, and for the paragraph, let's make this 8 percentage. Cool. Now we need the buy div, which has the shopping cart icon. VUI. Let's give the width of 50 pixel, height of 50 pixel, border radius as 50 percentage, so that it actually looks like a circle. Background black. Cool. Let's position this. Let's make this 2 percentage, 0. Cool. Now inside the buy div we have font awesome icon. Let's just position it at the center and give the background color white. 50%. It's not background color, it's just color. crop 50%. Now we can give the font size of 25 pixel, and the cursor pointer. Now let me just fix the background color, choose the body, and select the color whichever looks good for you. I'm going to pick this and add this to the body. Now we somehow got the layout. The image looks big. Now I'll leave this to you. You play with the font, so you play with the what do you call, the sizes and the position. I'm going to save my time. Cool. Now let's focus on the GSAP. Now the two button, the back button and the buy button, let's get this on the JavaScript. Document dot query selector and buy, it's a class, and the same way back. Let's initialize the GSAP T1 GSAP dot timeline, and it need to be paused and reversed. Instead of wasting time, let me just copy paste it. Cool. Now I want the timeline T1 to play automatically, and the T2 should play when we click on this button buy dot add event listener. When I click on it, it need to play the T2, and when I click on back, the T2 should reverse. It's just reverse, not reversed. Alright, now let's focus on page load. The T1 is going to play, so let's make this T1 dot, inside the parenthesis, the first is going to be the selector, and then the second is going to be the option, and the third one is going to be the delay. So for first, we don't need any delay. Let's just pick the car 1, and from the position should start from bottom. Let's make this top minus 15%. Let me see. You can see it's working. On refresh. Bottom will not work because we have used top on the CSS. And you can use many more property. For example, duration is the animation speed, and then we have top, then we have rotate. In this case, the rotate does not have any value, and then the duration. Cool. Refresh it. The same way, do this for menu, and it should come from left. Refresh it. let's make this -20, refresh it, and let's make the same animation for profile, sorry, user, and here it's going to be right, refresh it. But we can see it's coming one after the other. To stop this, what we can do is 0.5. I'm passing the delay also, pass 0.5, refresh it. Cool. Now the same way, let's use the H1, should come from bottom. The reason why I'm giving bottom is I have used the H1 property bottom. The top will not work because in the CSS we have mentioned bottom, so we have to use bottom over here. Refresh it, and opacity ITY, opacity starting from 0 to 1. Cool. The same way, let's use the paragraph. Since we have only one paragraph, I'm just directly calling it. I recommend you to use the, what do you call, the selector, either ID or classes. Now refresh it. So on page loads, this is how it looks. So when I click on it, the T2 timeline will start, T2 dot. When I click on this, I want the car to move up in my move top of 80%. So let's see, if I click, I think I have used car 1. We need to select car 1, refresh, click on it. Let me just add a minus to it. It doesn't work. Now instead of from, let me make this 2. It should go beyond the screen, so -100. Cool. The same way, I want the menu should go to the left, refresh it, click here. The same way, I want the profile, sorry, its user, I have given the class user. Now the same way, H1 and paragraph, it should go to the bottom, it should go below the card. So you can make this by 6. Fine. The same way, paragraph. And when I click on this, I want the menu sorry, not it's by has by, so this need to hide itself, opacity to 0. Let's check it. So it's gone. Now after that, I want the by to make animation, by will have width of 380 pixel, and then scale x colon 13, scale y colon 13. It's just a CSS transform property. Click on it. Cool, that's working. Now you can make this duration as 1, and let's make this 0 so that we don't see the icon of the shopping cart. Now we need to make the style, so we need to add the HTML. Let's add the card to here. It's JPEG card 2, then H2. You can have the text congratulations. Then we can have H5 lorem ipsum of 12, 7, then BR, then lorem ipsum of 10. That's all. Now you can see it has come out. You have to place this inside the container. Cool. Now let's get into the CSS. We have car2. You have to place this exactly at this place, so the place is right. So let's use the position trick. Let's see how does this works. Cool. Now it's actually at the center of the card. In our case it's container. Let's just make this top of 40. Doesn't seem working because let's check whether we have the class car. Class car is there. Hard refresh. Let's try making this as 30. It's not working. Let's just get into the inspect. Here we have image. Okay, it's getting this from container.image style. So before we can make this as dot car1. Now let's use the same height and width. Now we have made this 40. Since it's not PNG, we have to adjust it accordingly. Let's just make this 35. Cool. The same way, let's use the H2. It's not a class, it's an element. And the color need to be white. And from 35 it should be 45. You can make this 55. Cool. The same way for H5. Instead of top, you can make this 65 or 70. Let's give the width of 80%. Cool. And we can make this text align center. Alright, that works. Now we need to place this, what do you call, back properly. Font size 25 pixel, left 15 pixel, 150 pixel. Doesn't look working, so we need to use position again. We just need top and left also. Top 10%, 10% seems too much. Alright, now following the timeline, instead of to, it should be from. Car 1, what it need to do is, it should come from right colon 15%. Let's check. Click on this button. Doesn't seem working. Let's see the car. It's not car 1, it's car 2. Left. It should come from the other end. Right, doesn't seem to work because you have given this right 0. Now let's check. It's not working. Alright, let's try making this 300%. Cool, it's working. Then the same way, H1, sorry, it's H2, should come from bottom the same way. Paragraph also should come from bottom. It's not paragraph, it's H5, I'm sorry for that. Click on the reverse. Here if you see, the text is also there. What we can do is, from opacity 0, you can make this opacity 0. Refresh it. Cool. Let's make this cursor refresh it. Click on the, now by default it's showing up. We can make opacity 0. just before the animation of, what do you call, the pie, we want to show the back button. Back, opacity colon 1, press it. Now you can see it's still not showing up. Back spelling. Alright, we got it. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good day.